There is a lot of talk these days about changing the way governments handle the sex industry. Amongst all the shouting, even those with the best of intentions can become confused on which approach truly helps the prostituted person. So let's take a closer look. To fully decriminalize the prostitution system means that all aspects are legal and therefore non-punishable. The lie is that prostituted people are consenting adults. So, who are we to tell someone if they can or cannot sell their sexual services to another? The truth is forced choice does not equal consent. No one wants to be in the position of selling their body in order to survive. Consent cannot exist when exploitation is present. Those in favor of this model will tell you that it benefits the prostituted person because they are no longer at risk of being arrested. But they fail to mention the sex buyers, pimps, brothel owners, and other third parties also benefit by not being arrested. So if it protects the exploiters, then it cannot simultaneously protect the victims of their exploitation. Full decriminalization also benefits corrupt and lazy governments who no longer need to pour money or resources into fighting the crime. The movement to legalize also means that all aspects are legal and non-punishable, but only within the rules and regulations set forth by the government. The lie here is that this will make prostitution safer. Just like with other employment, the government can apply labor laws and regulations to make it a safe work environment. The truth is that it is impossible. Prostitution is inherently violent, dangerous, and directly related to other crimes. If violent criminals do not follow current laws, they will not obey additional ones. Legalization's model lies about safety as a result of health screenings. The truth is, the testing is one-sided and only protects the health and safety of the sex buyer. And then the lie that it is work, when the truth is, it is exploitation. At their core, labor laws prevent exploitation and stand in contradiction to this type of so-called work. Again, you will hear that this model benefits the prostituted person because they cannot be arrested. But once again, the same holds true for those benefiting from their exploitation. This model also benefits the government, as they will supposedly make money with registration fees imposed on the prostituted person and brothels. Now imagine for a moment that you are in the prostitution system. No, I mean really imagine it. You are exploited multiple times a day by sex buyers who think because they paid for you, they own you. People see where you are, but don't understand where you've been. They assume you chose to do this, but they don't know enough about exploitation, grooming, or the industry to understand that violence is a part of your everyday and that your spirit has been broken. They don't understand that asking for help or leaving the situation is not simple. So how could anyone ever escape this life? Neither full decriminalization nor legalization mentions exit programs. Neither of these models arrest and bring the exploiters to justice. Instead, these models legitimize the horrific acts that are done by calling it work. It tells society that even though someone is constantly harmed, it is acceptable because it is a job. But there is another option for the government to choose that arrests the sex buyers, pimps, brothel owners, and other third parties. There is another option that offers exit programs to the prostituted person instead of arresting them. This model also offers education in schools and training for law enforcement. This is the partial decriminalization model, also called the Nordic or Swedish model, or the Sankara equality model, named after Thomas Sankara, an African leader who fought against prostitution and for the rights of women. Countries that have chosen the other models are seeing lots of failure. 16 years after it was fully decriminalized in New Zealand, street prostitution had risen by 400%, and girls as young as 12 were being bought in licensed massage parlors. A survivor here stated, "Police are powerless to act, powerless to do raids, powerless to ask for ID. We need to be supporting women to exit, not supporting men to buy." In the Netherlands, policymakers began to realize that legalization was a mistake when their national police discovered the largest case of human trafficking in the nation's history, and it was all occurring within legal establishments. A survivor stated, "Let nobody fool you. Legalization did not make this a better place. and the leader of the Dutch Labour Party has said, "We were reprehensibly naive when we legalized prostitution." Despite the legal requirement in Germany, pimps are not paying taxes. By 2022, as few as 44 prostituted women were registered, and sexual offences had increased. The sex buyers have gone on record saying, "Once you've paid, you can do anything you'd like to do. It's like having a cup of coffee. When you're done, you throw it out." But now, 21 years after legalization, the Chancellor of Germany says prostitution is connected to abuse as well as acts of violence and criminal structures, and the sale of sex is not acceptable and shouldn't be normalized. South Africa, there is still time for us to choose. We can either believe the lies, not heed the warnings from other countries, and give up on fighting the crime, or we can end the demand, arrest exploiters, assist victims, educate the youth, and train officials. Instead of telling future generations that being bought, sold, used, and abused is an acceptable way to live, let's show them that we care by demanding the Sankara equality model.